Hello, and it's nice to see you again. I'm Aisha Mehta, and welcome to Statistography. On today's episode, we will be discussing Gertrude Mary Cox. Gertrude Mary Cox was born in Dayton, Iowa on January 13, 1900 to Emma and Alan Cox. Gertrude Mary Cox often kept a diary to document her upbringings.
I was raised on a farm where I had several years roaming in the woods by the river and over the hills. I learned from my mother the value and joy of doing for other people. She nursed the sick and raised to be an active church workers. There were 4 of us, 2 boys and 2 girls. We had responsibilities at home. I liked making the homemade bread for our family because I was allowed to sell 1 pan of biscuits.
The Cox family moved to Perry, Iowa, where Gertrude studied at Perry High School, graduating in 1918. Soon after graduating, Cox became a deaconess at the Methodist Church. In 1925, she decided to continue her education at Iowa State College in Ames, where she studied mathematics and statistics, soon earning a bachelor's in 1929, and a master's degree in statistics in 1931.
From 1931 to 1933, Cox took graduate courses at the University of California at Berkeley in psychological statistics, and soon returned to Iowa State College to assist in establishing the new statistical laboratory. Starting Cox's academic career, she was appointed assistant professor of statistics at Iowa State College in 1939. A year later, she was appointed professor of statistics at North Carolina State University, where she headed the new Department of Experimental Statistics, the first female head of any department at this institution. In 1945, she became director at the Institute of Statistics in the Consolidated University of North Carolina and the Statistics Research Division of the North Carolina State College. In the same year, Cox became editor of Biometrics Bulletin and Biometrics, and she had this editorship for 10 years. In 1960, she took up her final post as Director of Statistics at the Research Triangle Institute in Durham, North Carolina. After retirement, she worked as a consultant to promote the development of statistical programs in Egypt and Thailand. So for our chart for A on the successfulness and unsuccessfulness of treatments for allergies in Clinic A and B, we found it to be unsuccessful, a relative frequency of 0.367 for Clinic A and 0.485 for Clinic B, and a successful treatment relative frequency of 0.633 for Clinic A and 0.515 for Clinic B. And then moving on to Part 2, Clinic A had a 63.3% successful treatment rate, while Clinic B only had a 51.5% successful treatment rate for allergy sufferers. So Clinic A was more successful by 11.8%. And then for B, statistically significant results need to be determined through an experiment, not an observation. Observational studies allow us to make inferences, while experiments would allow researchers to identify that there's a correlation or a causation between the treatments and the successfulness with the clinics.
Clinic A mild allergies were treated more successfully, as 75% of patients were treated successfully for their mild allergy and only 28.6% for their severe allergies. For Clinic B, mild allergies are treated more successfully, as 42.9% of patients were treated successfully for their severe allergies and 91.7% were treated successfully for their mild allergies. And then for Part 2, Clinic A, mild allergies are more likely to be treated because Clinic A receives 104 over 139 patients for mild allergies as opposed to 35 out of 139 patients for severe allergies. And then for Clinic B, severe allergies are more likely to be treated because Clinic B received 56 out of 68 patients for severe allergies as opposed to 12 out of 68 patients for mild allergies.
So for Clinic A, it's deemed more successful in Part A through II because it's different than the physician's conclusion of a Clinic B being more successful, because Clinic A primarily treats mild allergy patients, which is 74.8% of clinic patients, while Clinic B treats more severe allergy patients, which is 82.4%. And then additionally, both clinics have a higher success rate for mild allergy patients rather than severe allergy patients, when Clinic A has a 75% success rate with mild allergies and then a 28.6% rate for severe allergies. And then with Clinic B, it had a 91.7 mild allergy success rate and a 42.9% severe allergy success rate. Clinic A has a higher mild allergy patient group, which produces higher success rates, making their clinic more successful.